What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe, and today I'd like to share with you my top 10 action figures of 2016. And this list isn't going to include any Marvel Legends figures because I already did a top 10 video for Marvel Legends. I think Marvel Legends had a really good year this year, but it's really hard for me to compare a line like Marvel Legends to a lot of these other lines that are out there right now. But I do think they had a good year and I wanted to talk about them, so I put together a top 10 list for them, and you could check that out on my channel, and I'll leave a link in the description below. But this list is going to be my top 10 just overall figures of 2016. So let's get it started by taking a look at the runners-up of 2016. These are 5 figures that I felt were really close to top 10 material, but they just didn't make it for me for various reasons. But let's take a look. Let's start off here with the 3A Robo Hunter figure. Now, I think this figure is really cool, and it made me want to look into getting some more 3A figures, but I have no idea about this character. You know, I just saw it at a toy show and I picked it up, mostly because I wanted to check out the 3A figures. And I'm happy that I did, because he's very cool, but again, I just don't know anything about the character. If I was a big fan of this character or something, I'm sure he would have been in my top 10, because it's a really cool figure. It's very unique. Like, the whole style is unique. I really like the face, how it looks kind of wood or like a toy, like a toy. It is a, you know, it looks like a nutcracker or something like that, like a wooden sculpture. But yeah, really cool figure. Almost top 10 for me. And next, we will look at DC Icons Harley Quinn. And this figure, I mean, it's pretty much perfect. If you're a Harley Quinn fan, there's you know, I could see why you would love this figure and have this almost at the top of your list, because in terms of quality, DC Icons did an amazing job on this figure. Everything about it is cool. Like, she comes with some cool accessories. She has the big hammer. She has this gun with the cork in the barrel here. And yeah, she's really cool. There's pretty much nothing wrong with this figure. It doesn't have the upper thigh swivel, but that's just the way Icons are or were at the time, because I think they might be changing that, and they might be adding the upper thigh swivel. But yeah, Harley Quinn doesn't have it. But that wouldn't change its position for me. I mean, it still wouldn't be top 10, because I'm just not really a huge Harley Quinn fan. I mean, she's cool and everything, but I'm just not one of those people that are all crazy about her. But yeah, if you are crazy about her, I'm sure that, yeah, this figure would be in your top 10, and she deserves to be for sure. But yeah, very cool figure. And next on the runners-up list for 2016, we have Marvel Select Spectacular Spider-Man. And this figure is really good too. Marvel Select did a great job. I think this was a Disney Store exclusive. He came with a bunch of different hands and an extra Peter Parker head. So it was a really cool figure, but the thing that really killed it for me out of the package was the fact that the torso barely crunched at all. And this figure is one of my favorite Spider-Man figures, but the only reason why is because I modified the torso, so it's able to crunch a pretty good amount. But before, it would barely move. It was just like, you know, a lot of the other Spider-Man figures from Marvel Select. But the sculpt and everything and the accessories, it makes it a really cool figure. And it's one of the first Marvel Select figures that have the double jointed elbows. And I'm not even sure if any have had it since then, but this is the first time that I saw double jointed elbows on a Marvel Select figure. So it was a very exciting figure, but the only thing that kind of killed it was the crunch. And I do like the fact that I was able to fix it. And if you want to know how I fixed it, I made a little video about it on my channel. You can check that out. I can leave the link in the description below. But yeah, it's a very cool figure. I'm very happy to have it. Almost top 10. If that crunch was there by itself, naturally, it would have been top 10. But I don't think it would be fair to put it in top 10 if I had to make modifications. But yeah, very cool Spider-Man figure from Marvel Select. And next on the list, we have the God of War Kratos figure from NECA. And yeah, this figure is amazing too. Like, they killed it with the sculpt and the detail. They got some blood splattered over here. Had some nice accessories. It came with the big gauntlets. It came with some swords, extra hands, an extra head. Yeah, they did everything perfect on this figure. And if you're a big fan of Kratos or a big video game guy, I could see why this would be in your top 10. For me, I'm not much of a gamer. I'm familiar with the character. There are a few video game characters that I like to buy figures of. He's one of them. Master Chief is another one. Link from Zelda is another one. But yeah, I'm not a huge gamer. I mean, if I was, I'm sure this guy would have made it in my top 10. Again, in terms of quality, they did an amazing job. I don't think there was anything wrong with this figure. But yeah, for me, I bought this figure, I did a review of it, and then I put it back in its box, and it's kind of just been in storage. But he's a very cool figure. Happy to have him. Almost top 10. And next on the almost top 10 list, we have Mafex Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Batman. And this figure is really good too. They did a nice job on all the sculpted details and stuff. But when this figure first came out, I hesitated to buy it because I saw a lot of people getting it and it was breaking, especially like the peg in the leg. it was breaking. People were finding that theirs were breaking really easy, so I kind of avoided buying it. And then after like a couple months, I saw like a bunch of people having it, and I saw less and less problems. So I went and got one for a good price. And as soon as I took it out of the package, the hand broke off. The peg, right off the peg on the hand. I tried to switch the hands, actually. That's what it was. I tried to switch the hands, and right away it just fell off. I was lucky to get another one quick. And I do like it, but I'm scared to mess with his hands all the time. Like, I pretty much never change his hands because I feel like I'm going to break them. So this is a cool figure, but oh yeah, another big thing too about this figure, it became obsolete pretty quick because a better version of this Batman came out soon after. So, but yeah, it's a very cool Batman figure from Mafex. It did have a couple flaws. Like his shoulder doesn't come up that much. That's as far as it goes. That kind of sucks. But yeah, he's a very cool figure. But just not quite top 10 for me. Almost though. So that was my almost top 10 list. Now let's take a look at my actual top 10. So at number 10, I have Samurai Spider-Man from Bandai's movie realization line. And this figure is really cool. At first, I was a little bit disappointed with them. Once I opened them and started to play with them, he'd always come apart at the waist. It was really frustrating. And his arm would sometimes pop off if you moved it too much. But yeah, after getting used to the articulation and playing with it more and more, after a couple weeks, he really grew on me. And now he's in my top 10. And yeah, this figure really makes me excited about the other Marvel Samurai figures that should be coming out, I think this year, 2017. And I'm really excited about seeing those. But yeah, they did a really good job on this guy. It's got a lot of sculpted details, a lot of crazy things going on. I really like the design. I know a lot of people said that if it was Spider-Man that it should have been like a ninja, but to me, I don't think that would have been different enough from Spider-Man. So I'm glad that this is the choice they made to make him a samurai. And yeah, he's very cool. Number 10, Samurai Spider-Man. So at number 9, I have the Comic-Con exclusive Iron Man Mark 42 figure from Comic Cave Studios. And this is the first Comic Cave Studios figure that I've ever purchased, and I was blown away. I think they did an amazing job. Most of it's die-cast, but it's still like really articulated. They have some crazy like features so that you can maximize the articulation, like his torso could come up. He doesn't have as much articulation as a Figure Arts Iron Man figure, but it's close. And for me, this is overall just better. And the main thing that puts it over the top for me when it comes to comparing it to Figure Arts figures is the fact that he has light up eyes and light up arc reactor. And yeah, that just looks amazing. They did a really crazy job on the sculpt and everything too. And he was really fun to play with and mess around because he has like a lot of panels and stuff like that come off. Like this one comes off. It's a little tough to get to though. But it had all these weird hidden things that popped off and you could plug other things into it and stuff. And yeah, he was just a really cool figure to mess with and figure out. And then he also came with like the coolest accessory ever for an action figure. He came with Tony Stark's couch. And this couch is really nice. It's like an actual couch. It has like, you know, pillows with cotton inside. It has like a cushion. Yeah, it's really cool. It has to be one of the coolest accessories ever. And at number 8, we have Figure Arts Tony Stark. And if there's one civilian version of a character we need, it has to be Tony Stark from the Marvel movies. And Figure Arts they just killed it. Everything about this figure is cool. He comes with a bunch of different accessories. He has like interchangeable forearms and interchangeable lower legs. And then he comes with this really cool base. But the main thing that put this figure in the top 10 is the sculpt of the face. Look at that. They did an amazing job on that. I don't think it gets much better than that. But yeah, this is a very cool figure. I think this is probably one of the best face sculpts that Figure Arts has ever done. I know at first they kind of struggled with human face sculpts, but yeah, they executed Robert Downey Jr.'s likeness perfect right here. So that's it. Number 8, Tony Stark from Figure Arts. And at number 7, I have Robotech Deadpool. And this Robotech Deadpool was interesting when it came out. It was really split on how he was received. A lot of people really didn't like the way that his shoulder joints look and his joints in general, how they looked awkward. And a lot of people were like, well, that's just how Robotech is, so you're either down or you're not. For me, this is my first Robotech figure, and I was happy with it. I liked it a lot. I mean, his shoulder joints do look weird and stuff like that, but just overall fun factor of this figure keeps it in the top 10 because look, he's just fun to pose and play with and stuff. You could hide those weird looking joints pretty easy if you're clever with the posing, but yeah, just overall how fun this figure is, he had to be top 10. And at number 6, we have Figure Arts Civil War Ant-Man. And as far as fun figures go, he has to be at the top of the list for 2016. I think he's the most played with figure that I purchased this year. And yeah, he's really fun just to mess with and pose and take pictures of. I'm always taking him with me places. I even took him with me to Disneyland one time, and I took a bunch of pictures of him there. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below. But yeah, he's really fun to play with. I really like this figure. I think SH Figure Arts did like an amazing job on everything about him. He's got like great articulation, and the sculpt is all there, all that good stuff. The only thing where he's lacking is accessories. He only came with another set of fists and then a little smaller version of Ant-Man. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. I'm very happy with this guy, and that's why he's number 6. And for the number 5 spot, I'm cheating a little bit because I have 3 figures here. They're pretty much the same, so it's going to be hard for me to choose. Raphael is my favorite Ninja Turtle, so you know it's my favorite figure out of the bunch, but all 3 of them deserve some credit because they're just the same figure pretty much. And yeah, this is the SH Figure Arts Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and these turtles are based on the turtles from the animated series, and I think they captured that perfectly. All 3 of them look cool. They look really cool together. I don't have Mikey yet, but I look forward to picking them up. And yeah, these are just amazing. They've got metal lower legs, so they stand pretty sturdy. Like, I don't think I've ever had them fall over or anything like that. They're really cool. Everything about them is perfect for Ninja Turtles from the animated series. I think somebody pointed out that the weapons aren't held like they were back in the day in the cartoons, but I mean, that's not really a big deal. Yeah, these figures are amazing. The articulation is good. All the joints, even though there's like metal pieces, it's not getting loose or anything like that. All the joints are really tight, and they're really fun to pose and play with. And yeah, really cool set of figures. So for my number 5 spot, we have the SH Figure Arts Ninja Turtles figures. So at number 4, we have Mafex Boba Fett. And in my opinion, this is pretty much the perfect 6-inch Boba Fett figure. It's way better than the Black Series version. I didn't pick up the Bandai model kit version, and Figure Arts doesn't have one out yet. But I really don't think that Figure Arts is going to come along and make a better 6-inch version of Boba Fett. Yeah, I think Mafex just really killed it. Everything about this figure is amazing. The one thing that a lot of people complained about was the fact that his cape wasn't cloth, but that really doesn't bother me at all. And yeah, this guy's cool. I had no really big complaints on him. And a huge positive about this figure is something that should go without saying, is the fact that he didn't break as soon as I opened him, because Mafex has a really bad history of poor quality control. A lot of their figures break as soon as you take them out of the package, but that wasn't the case with Boba Fett. He was perfectly fine, so that's a huge plus for me, the fact that he didn't break. But yeah, very cool figure from Mafex, and that's number 4, Boba Fett. And for number 3, we have the Mezco 112 Collective Armored Batman. And yeah, they definitely killed it with this guy. Everything about him is awesome. Like, his articulation is a little bit limited because he's got these big armor pieces, but yeah, he's incredible. Like, they did a really nice job on the sculpt. You got some like scratched up pieces here on his armor, and then you've got light up eyes, which is amazing. And yeah, everything about him is really good. And I think that that Mezco's version of Armored Batman is the best version of Armored Batman out there. A bunch of companies try to make it, like Mattel has one, Mafex has one, and DC Collectibles also has one. But for me, this is the best version of that Armored Batman. And yeah, when I first got this, I was just like, man, this is the best new figure from my collection. And you know, I didn't think he'd be topped really. But yeah, he's amazing. I really like him. I'm very excited to have him. And yeah, number 3, Mezco 112 Collective Batman. And at number 2, we have the Mezco 112 Collective Standard version of Batman from Batman vs. Superman. And yeah, Mezco definitely killed it again with this figure. Everything about it is pretty much perfect. I can't think of any flaws, actually. Any big flaws or complaints that I had about this figure. I had high expectations, so I could have been disappointed, but they definitely delivered. Everything about it is cool. This is one of the best Mezco figures for sure, and like I said, number 2 of the year. I really love this cape. I love the way that the cloth works. I love the sculpt on the head. Everything about him is cool. He's just an awesome figure. So that's number 2, Mezco 112 Collective Batman. And before we get to my number 1, I just wanted to say real quick, there are a bunch of figures this year that came out that I wasn't able to get, and I think if I did get some of those figures, my list would have been a little bit different. First off, if I would have got the Mezco 112 Collective Shadowland Daredevil, he definitely would have been on this list. There's some amazing pictures out there of him. I've looked at a bunch of the reviews, and he looks awesome. But I pre-ordered them, and for whatever reason, I didn't get mine didn't ship with the first wave that Mezco got, and I'm hoping to get it you know, on the second wave. Hopefully that's pretty soon. I heard that it's going to be early July, so I really hope to get that because he looks amazing. I think he would have been top 10. And another one is the SH Figure Arts Black Panther, and he looks really, really cool. He might have been in the top 10, but you know, for me, I think the Marvel Legends version is good enough. Like, the Marvel Legends version is $20, and the Figure Arts version is like $100 or $120 because it was like a web exclusive or whatever. And to me, the $80-$90 difference just wasn't worth it. I mean, he does look very cool. Like I said, he might have been in the top 10, but yeah, for me, the Marvel Legend one satisfies my Black Panther needs. So that's that. And another one too, I'm not really sure where he would have fallen. He might have been in top 10, who knows, is the SH Figure Arts Boba Fett. At the time he came out, there was other stuff, you know, other stuff coming out that I wanted more, so I just didn't get him. He might have been in the top 10, who knows, but yeah, the list might have been different. And huge thanks to the Eternal Experience for hooking me up with some pictures to show these figures off, because he got them and took a bunch of amazing pictures and made me super jealous. But yeah, there we go. Thanks a lot, man. And for my number one, which is probably no surprise if you follow my channel or my Instagram or anything like that, is the Mezco 112 Collective Captain America. And I have both of them in here because I don't think that they're different enough to take up 2 spots on my list. And if I did think they were different enough, they would have definitely been the number 1 and 2 spots on my list. But, you know, they're similar enough. They're pretty much the same, other than the chainmail style here and the colors on the sculpted details. And then the heads are a little bit different. But yeah, other than that, they're pretty much the same. So I'm calling them the same figure. And yeah, so Mezco 112 Collective Captain America is my favorite figure of 2016. Probably my favorite figure of my collection. I'm a huge Captain America fan, and when the Mezco Dark Knight Returns Batman came out, first thing I said was like, damn, I hope they put a Captain America out like this, you know, in this style. And yeah, they did. Here about a year later, they came out with the Captain America. I really thought that it would take longer, but I'm glad it didn't. And I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about the whole Mezco style, but I'm into it. I love it, and I love this Captain America, both of these. And this version here is the Comic-Con Summer exclusive, so it's a little bit tougher to get. And this version is the just regular modern version. He's easier to get. I definitely recommend picking this guy up, or this guy, whichever one you can get your hands on, because he's really an amazing figure. I cannot put this one down. And like I said in my Christmas haul video, this was a figure that I felt that I needed 2 of, so I could keep one stashed away just in case anything happens with this guy, because I'm constantly messing with it, constantly playing with it. The one big flaw with the Captain America, the modern version anyway, is that his chainmail effect stuff, chainmail pieces, whatever you want to call them, they look like they're about to come off, but they haven't yet. So fortunately, it's been okay. But like I said, I'm constantly messing with them. I really, really love this figure. Mezco did an amazing job. I can't wait to get some of the other figures that they've announced, like Deathstroke, Deadpool, Spider-Man. All those look cool. And I feel like every time that they come out with a figure, I'm going to be like, oh, this is the best figure, whatever. But yeah, for me, I'm pretty sure Captain America is going to be the king for a minute, because I'm a big fan of the character and the figure is amazing. So that's it. That's my top 10 figures of 2016. I really hope you enjoyed the video. These top 10 lists are always fun to do because everybody has such different opinions. Every time I look at someone's top 10, I'm always surprised, like blown away or surprised by some choice that they made. So it's always fun. It's always cool to see like what different opinions are on the best figures of the year. So yeah, please be sure to leave a comment letting me know what your top 10 figures were, and let me know what you thought about my top 10 figures. And if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. And I want to say a big thank you to the Eternal Experience for hooking me up with some of those pictures that you saw earlier. He's got a lot of great stuff on his Instagram. I definitely suggest checking it out. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can do that. And that's it. Thank you very much. Peace.